I was severely wounded in Iraq during my second tour in combat. I was in the Marines. And I was shot by a sniper. I was actually one of the only Marines to survive the shot I took. I was basically laid up for 2.5 years, and I had a 10-pound weight limit, and I got fat, and I was in a wheelchair, and I had a colostomy bag, and wasn't sure if I'd ever walk again. On the outside, it looks all good, but on the inside, ended up losing like 10 feet of my intestines, part of my small bowel. I got a pin that goes to my elbow. I got a plate that goes through this. My arm's on crooked. You can see, part of the muscle got blown out of my arm. I was able to run for the first time about, I would say, 7 years after I got shot. People just, couldn't believe that I just worked out crazy all the time, and just assumed that either I was like a meathead or, I just was, a bodybuilder. And so I got asked so many times that it kind of intrigued me and made me curious about it, and so I went and did it. And so it's just something that keeps me basically sane mentally. But I just really like getting, the natural high you get off it, and just seeing what changes I can do to my body, considering, I went from, looking like a skeleton to, what I look like now. I was just very driven to get back to better than I was, considering there wasn't much hope. They didn't know. That was the whole thing. They didn't know. They didn't know if I'd walk again. I didn't know how long I'd have a colostomy bag. I didn't know, how long anything was going to last. I knew what that was like. I'd be scared that I would never do anything again physically. I started lifting, and it was something that I don't take for granted to this day. Sports nutrition is something that I really, it doesn't even feel like a job. It's something that I truly, truly enjoy. It's pretty awesome being able to help people in their journey with fitness, helping change their lives in a sense. It's pretty rewarding. Another thing too that, people get the misconception of, especially when you tell people that you like to bodybuild, is immediately they assume you take something, inject steroids or HGH. That's one thing for the longest time annoyed me, because everyone would right away assume that I did those things. And the thing is, I've never touched that in my life. It is possible to build muscle and get big. It's discipline, and just something that I've wanted to do. I've worked out consistently 5 times a week for the last 7 years. I'm not a meathead. I'm not someone who's obsessed with myself. It's just, I have a special situation where, I went through something where I was terrified that I'd never be able to do this again.